Quick message, just so you know, and I wanted you to hear it from me first. Went hospital today for a blood test and I'm positive for Indian COVID. They don't think it's too bad, but they said they could get worse over the weekend. I'm just letting you know that
I'm just going to rant about this because I should have delved into the science of this, but honestly, I'm just not buying it out of the gate like most other people. But we have here monkeypox, this deadly, deadly thing that's sweeping across the world right now, like in Pakistan, like in Sweden, like in Australia, like in America, and like in the UK as well. So I'm going to read this for you, and I'm going to play a video from Katie Hopkins, and bear in mind the things that she says within that video, and when you see the headliners and the images they're using on these other Twitter tabs that I'll click on, which are from news outlets like the BBC, etc. Yeah, things start to add up. Monkeypox emergency cases in Pakistan and Sweden. There's a lot of Pakistani people in both those countries. Pakistan has reported its first cases of Mpox, which 3 patients diagnosed in a provenance. The World Health Organization, WHO, has declared Mpox a public health emergency of international concern due to the more infectious variants. Anyone remember during COVID times that there were so many different variants that it was worse than the Loki series on Disney Plus? I'm just saying, it was like, oh, we finally found a cure for COVID. Oh, this new variant, this doesn't work. Get your 2nd, 4th, and 509th booster injection. Sweden has also confirmed its first case of the new Mpox variant outside of Africa, which is more severe. And again, there's always more deadly variants, isn't there? Bavarian Nordic has submitted data to the EU for approval to extend the use of its Mpox and smallpox vaccines to adolescents aged 12 to 17 on top of that as well. And again, we've got a little article here just saying the same thing, but I want to play this video from Katie Hopkins, Not Now, Women Please Shut Up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it. Please try and remember as much as she said, because when I show you the other news articles, yeah, things start to add up.
My name is Chris Whitty, Chief Science Advisor to the government, the only guy who could look like a mass rapist and a virgin at one time. Next slide, please. I'm here at a local vaccine centre in order to help push the fear ahead of the next planned pandemic, which we have decided to be monkeypox. We are showing people pictures of pox on your face, pox on your hands, and pox on your back, because you wouldn't want that now, would you? Next slide, please. We have decided to rebrand monkeypox from monkeypox to Mpox, so it sounds less like gay monkey bumming sex pox and more like an 80s boy band. It is also more pharmaceutically pleasing. We will be pushing out the vaccines, which we already have stockpiled because we didn't get rid of them last time. So you should be ready to come and get your vaccine. It won't stop the spread, it won't stop you getting it, but we'll make a bunch of wonga. On that note, Michelle Moan, if you would like to moor your yacht in Torquay, we've got a nice fat contract for you. If you'd like to have the same deal as last time, the lad said that will be great. Keep posted for Mpox, be afraid, and expect to hear more about people dying with or from Mpox very soon, just ahead of the American elections.
So yeah, when it comes to all of this as well, again, anyone remember how bad the propaganda was during the first lockdown with the COVID outbreak? It's the most deadliest thing that's killed hundreds and trillions of billions and gazillions and more billions of people. It's so deadly. Oh, you're really vulnerable 96-year-old grandma who's got like 12 health conditions. She's so vulnerable. Oh, it's worse than smallpox and the Black Plague and Spanish flu and lefties. But yeah, it's just I'm absolutely just not buying this out of the gate as well going forward, because again, it just seems to be fear-mongering, because unfortunately the government the first time around with COVID, they kind of got away with it, and and it really does show us to everyone how beyond retarded people are here in the UK or the planet. I mean, the fact that there was people in the UK out at like 12 in the afternoon at lunchtime every day like clockwork, banging pots and pans together in support of the NHS. I'm sorry, but you're a fucking retard, honestly. Very easily bought. And we look at stuff like this as well in terms of fear mongering, because believe it or not, some people don't understand this, that fear sells the best until people stop buying it as well. And again, these news outlets and Big Pharma know this far too well. BBC, Mpox risk low, but UK medics on alert. Oh, they're on standby in case this deadly thing breaks out and kills everyone. Ooh, I've not seen a reported death of this yet. I'm just saying. Again, I'm just saying. Oh, I should say I'm rapid firing through these because I'd be here forever if I was to read every single news article. So, who orders, or the World Health Organization orders governments to prepare for mega lockdowns due to deadly monkeypox strain. Oh, again, so deadly, and I've not heard a single death from this yet. Quite surprising. And again, as Katie Hopkins was saying, oh, here's images of it all over your hands, your back, your face, and everywhere else. Travellers advised to consider Mpox vaccine. Again, it just reminds me of this whole lockdown, vaccine passport thing. Oh, do you not have a vaccine? Well, you can no longer go to nightclubs, you can no longer go shopping, and you can no longer go abroad because you're a filthy peasant without a bunch of poisonous chemicals in your blood. How dare you have sovereignty over your own body? How dare you? Again, that's how that comes off to me again. Or do you want to travel? Well, I would recommend if you don't want to die, then get this vaccine. Again, fuck off. And we've got one from Drama Alert. Again, take this with a pinch of salt. It is Keemstar at the end of the day. Monkeypox detected in USA. Monkeypox, also known as Mpox, has been detected in the wastewater of 2 separate districts in San Francisco, California. So far, the threat remains low. Do you think this could be a pandemic? No, I'm not buying it. We also have something from Twitter directly. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. This year alone, the US has had 1,400 confirmed cases of Mpox, and here's some links that will show you all 1,400, or 1,399 to be as precise as possible. And we've got one here from GB News. Mpox outbreaks will grow quickly. Doctors issue stark warning as global health emergency declared. Again, let's just pretend for a second that this is 100% true. This is very deadly. It's spreading everywhere. It's going to kill us all. Cool. How many more of these are going to happen? It just seems like it's all happening at once since 2020. And what's the next thing? Like giraffe AIDS, koala bear fucking chlamydia. Like, what is going to be next? It's going to be some stupid name as well. I mean, the fact that monkeypox is coming out of Africa, I'm trying hard not to make a racist joke out of that. But again, I'm just not buying this as a whole as well, because I think the government was shown, due to the stupidity of people, of how obedient they are, and they just want to be dominated by something of a higher power. And I think they want to go back to those times, and I think we've just shown them that, yeah, a lot of people are stupid and will fall for this as well. And again, fear sells the best until people stop buying it, essentially, as well. And I think they just want full control. Again, could you imagine if we go into lockdown with Keir Starmer in power, two-tier commie Keir Stalin? Jesus Christ, if you dare even talk about this online, you're going to the gulag. Oh, but you can't be, 2 meters within somebody. Yeah, well, I think Jerome from or Mohammed in prison is going to be 2 meters within you. Anyway, first case of more contagious Mpox found outside of Africa. Again, here's the hands riddled with it, with someone gloved up and downed up to the absolute eyes as well, trying to put fear into people, because again, it's the BBC. And we've got this one from Sky News Australia. Again, Sky News, arguably worse than the BBC at this point. So, NSW Health has warned Australians to be aware of Mpox symptoms a day after the WHO declared. The WHO sounds like that shitty band. The World Health Organization declared a global health emergency due to a spike in cases as well. Let's go back to the first one at the top. Look, we all know where this one's going to go. It's either going to, well, there's 2 ways it's going to go. Either this will become fuck all and nothing will happen, what a surprise, fear-mongering again. Or 2, if this does become something because they've fabricated it into something and we go back into lockdowns again, I guarantee with people like Keir Starmer now in power, 2-tier commie Keir Stalin, this will be beyond authoritarian somehow to somehow save lives in some way, shape or form. Oh, did you accidentally put misinformation about Mpox online? Well, you've just killed 1,500 elderly people in the UK. You're off to behind. Like, it's going to go down that path for sure. If you're caught leaving your house at any point, you're only allowed out every 3 days. You're only allowed out on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And if you're out on a Tuesday, Thursday or Saturday, Sunday, 3 years in jails automatically. It will go down that path for sure as well. This is just fear-mongering. As I've said before, fear sells the best until people stop buying it. And it's, again, when it comes to, ooh, deadly COVID and all its different variants, you know, oh, this vaccination is now not working, you need a booster, you need another booster, you need another booster, to the point where your teeth and your hair and your eyes are falling out because you've got chemicals that shouldn't even be on this planet, never mind in the human body. And they're going down this path again of, oh, we've got no more vaccines. Funny that as well. Always seems to be the case. Oh, there's a new pandemic. Oh, just coincidentally, we've got the cure for this, just lying about. Just weird, that, isn't it? I'm not buying it as a whole. I think it's just fear-mongering. It's the same people on Twitter, like Keemstar's really bad for this, and a lot of other people going, World War III imminent, warning, World War III's on the verge of kicking off. It's been like that since, you know, fucking Russia invaded Ukraine. It's not going to happen. Shut up. Sorry, I don't believe World War III is going to happen anytime soon whatsoever. It's just fear-mongering, and this is what this is. Oh, monkeypox, Mpox, it's going to kill us all. It won't in any way, shape or form. Please remember what the UK government, and God knows what other governments, did as well. In fact, let's start off with Australia, because this one flew under the radar. The Australian government were convinced that dogs and cats could actually spread COVID. So what did they do to all the kennels and the vets up and down Australia? They ordered them to shoot the cats and dogs in the face. I shit you not, doodle it. And they went through with it. Because they were worried that dogs might spread COVID to people, they got the old Yella treatment and got put into the back, double barrel, bang, head blown off of a golden retriever. They actually did that in Australia. Again, go Google it, it flew under the radar. Let's go back over to the UK, for example. The amount of people who lost their jobs, especially towards the tail end of the lockdown, because it became mandatory, if you don't get the COVID vaccine, you will be fired instantly, especially if you work for an emergency service like the NHS. And a lot of the staff just went, do you know what, we're meant to convince our ill patients that every vaccine, every medication, every surgery is meant to be beneficial to you. And a lot of the NHS staff went, I don't believe in this. I don't trust that they've managed to find a cure in less than 1 year for this deadly virus that's a pandemic across the world. And they refused to take the vaccine. And they all just got fired by gone during an NHS shortage and strike. Again, brilliant move on top of that. And I want to tell you two stories about that very quickly. I've known two people to have horrific outcomes from the COVID vaccination. My mate from Edinburgh, I don't talk to him anymore, but back then I did. He was forced against his will to get the COVID vaccine, or else he'd be fired and he'd be left homeless because he couldn't pay his bills and his rent. He worked on a construction site. So he was forced against his will to get this COVID vaccine, the first ever batch of it. At 1 in the morning, the police rushed to his house and raided his house because they genuinely believed, due to the call and what they heard outside, that somebody was being murdered and being decapitated on the spot, and they thought some horrific crime was happening. Nope, it was my mate in his bed at 1 in the morning screaming his head off from a headache or a migraine. Had to be rushed to hospital, and he was in hospital for a couple of days due to that. Oh, and that was the same day that he got the COVID vaccination. Again, funny that, and do you know what's even funnier? My gran, who's very, very ill right now, or even back then she was and still is to this day, was tricked and bullied by the doctors to get the COVID vaccination because her immune system is weak due to the illnesses and conditions that she has. She got the vaccination because she's believed doctors, and she doesn't anymore. She doesn't even trust the NHS as a whole. Oh, I wonder why. Same way that the NHS accidentally gave her fucking neuropathy in her feet as well. Again, nice one, NHS. Anyway, on the same day that she got the COVID vaccination, she collapsed and woke up 14 hours later the next day on the floor. Yeah, and you wonder why people went so anti-vax and just went so anti any virus or illness or disease of any description. People are no longer buying it. It's complete fucking horseshit as well. Again, people were arrested for being out in public. Twitter during that time before Elon Musk bought it, people were getting their Twitters deleted left, right and chip shop for sharing actual COVID facts and also vaccination facts as well, which wasn't part of the narrative, so they got deleted as well. It's just, I'm not buying it, right? I'm just absolutely not buying this. As I said, this time next year it'll be giraffe AIDS, then next year after that it'll be fucking koala bear chlamydia or whatever it may be. I mean, the fact that it's monkeypox from Africa, the willpower not to make a joke right now, but Yeah, I wouldn't worry about this. It's just more fearmongering to sell more injections and obviously to have more lockdowns so like these communist leaders like two-tier commie tier Stalin can have more power, etc, etc. But I said this wasn't going to be a long video. It turned into a bit of a rant. Well, you get what you pay for. You get what you fucking deserve. But I'll wrap the video up there. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. If you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, it would be awesome. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with anything that I've said or you think I've missed anything of importance out. As well, just I'll pin it to the top if it's good enough. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's right here at rant-A-holic. Links in the pinned top comment. But yeah, I love yous all, and as always, keep on rolling. Have a great day and a better week to follow. See yous. Also, go check out my other videos. I say very fucked up things in those videos as well. Yeah, bye.